What's going down, y'all? It's your man Jimmy C with ASVN, where I'm over here today in Livermore, California for WWS Lifestyle Magazine CEO and Asian American hip hop artist Big Will music video shoot.
So fine, and I can't get you off my mind. So let's not waste the time. I'm just trying to make you mine. Listen, why? Girl, I can tell you want it. Girl, I can tell you want it. Girl, I can tell you want it.
All right, I am over here with Asian American hip hop artist Big Will. How you doing, Big Will?
Hey, doing good, Jimmy. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. So for some of our viewers that don't know at home, right, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I go by the name of Big Will. You know, that was a name that was given to me by friends because, you know, when I was in high school, when I was a kid, man, when I was about like 16, I always wanted to be a wrestler, you know, a professional, like a professional wrestler. Yeah, I'm talking about like not no, you know, Roman wrestling. I'm talking about the fake stuff. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Right?
Yeah, WWE. At that time it was WWF, you know, and then and WCW. Man, I just love that stuff. I love wrestling for some reason. But then after a while, I was just like, man, it's gonna be impossible for me to get that big. You know, like I'm only 5 foot. You know, something. I don't know how tall I am. I'm, you know, into 5 foot.
5'12".
Yeah, something like that. 5'12", 5'13". You know what I mean? And then I just had to give up on that dream. You know what I mean? Because it's sometimes, you know, it's impossible. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's when that's how I got that name. But I started out, you know, in the entertainment business when I was pretty young. Right after high school, you know, I got involved with a company called Refuge Productions that me and my friends started right after high school. And then, you know, of course that flopped, you know, but I was always, you know, into different types of business and stuff, you know, starting like little business here and there. And then, yeah. I've been, you know, entrepreneuring since I was about, you know, 17, 18.
So you on that hustle, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But that's what it's all about, you know. I have to do what I have to do to you know, make a better life for myself, you know, and sometimes the hard way is the best way, you know. So that's one of the things. The hard thing to do is sometimes always the right thing to do, in my opinion. So that's where I started out, and then I eventually, you know, got into the music industry with you know, WWS magazine and a few other companies that I started, and the rest is, you know, what you see today. You know, everything is running good. You know, I'm very blessed. You know, thanks to God, fear God, of course, and that's and then the music thing has always been there too. I've been singing for a long time. You know, since I was 4 years old, and like when I was in China and stuff. You know, yeah, I used to, you know, sing in not a choir, but, you know, like group thing. You know what I mean? Not like Boys to Men, but it was kind of a choir, but not exactly a choir, more like, you know, like a pop choir, you know, stuff like that. And
So you can sing and rap.
yeah, exactly.
All
Yeah,
right.
a lot of the songs, the majority of the songs that I have, I sing my own hooks, you know, and there's a lot of songs on the next album where it's just all R&B, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the magazine is WWS magazine. WWS S as in Sam. It's ran by me, you know, and a few, you know, we have you know, our investors and our people on board. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's just all about, you know, music, the latest stuff that comes out, independent. And when we cover like mainstream stuff, like, you know, say for example, you know, if we have 50 Cent or Snoop Dogg or someone like that on there, we just try to get the most interesting story possible. You know what I mean? Something that when you hear the story or you read the story, that you can be inspired, or you'll definitely learn something, rather than, you know, we don't cover stuff like, oh, okay, yeah, what's the latest music that comes out, or, you know, what's the latest CD, you know, the reviews and all that stuff, you know, because there's too many people doing that, you know what I mean? So we really got to separate ourselves, but, you know, and that's what we try to do. We just try to have the best content possible, and that magazine is, you can find it everywhere. WWS S as in Sam magazine. Yeah, it stands for Worldwide Success. Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
title.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay, so tell us about your new album, because you came out with one album already, and this is your second album.
Yeah. The second album here, this one's called Cry Now, Laugh Later. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people say laugh now, cry later. You know what I mean? But everything to me in that in that philosophy is just it's a cycle, you know. Like you laugh now, cry later, and then you laugh again, and you cry later. Just that's life, you know what I mean?
Life,
Yeah, exactly. But some people, a lot of times, it's popularized that they say laugh now, cry later. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're having a good time now, but then, you know, next week you're gonna have a bad, you know, you're gonna have a bad time. But I choose to look at it the other way. You know, if you're struggling right now, this is temporary. You know what I mean? You're gonna laugh again for sure. You know, that's the whole meaning behind it. It's just life. You know, but I choose to look at it the other way from a different point of the cycle. So yeah, so that's what that is. You know, and the album is not gonna come out till later on in the year because we have so many promotional campaigns for that. You know, so much promo and marketing that's going behind it that we're gonna release it later on in the year and release and just promote throughout at least the first half of the year.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. So what's gonna be your first single coming out of your album?
The first single, it's already out right now. It's called Anything You Like. It's a song. I sing the hook on that too. So I did the whole song. I sang the hook. I did all the rapping. You know what I mean? Everything you hear on that song is me. It's called Anything You Like. By Big Will. That's the first single. It's getting you know into the stations right now. Right now I've only released it on like YouTube. You know what I mean? You could buy the MP3 and stuff like that, but it hasn't came out quite yet. It's not in full effect yet, but that is the first single, Anything You Like. Everything is on my official website. It's just bigwillmedia.com, just BIGWILL media.com, bigwillmedia.com, or just search up Big Will Music on Google or Big Will, you know, you'll find me.
All right,
for sure.
cool, man.
Yeah.
So any shout outs?
Yeah, I mean, big shout out to you guys, man. You know what I mean? Thanks for coming out all the way from San Francisco, man. I really appreciate it, man, very much. So, you know, I know you guys been supporting me for a very long time, and I will definitely do the same. You know what I mean? Anything, you know, that we can do, you know, us Asians got to stay together. You know what I mean? There's only a handful of Asian people that are really, you know, trying to make something happen. You know, break through certain barriers. You know, I definitely want to be a part of that, and yeah, I appreciate it very much, man. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. It's also a great pleasure for us to actually interview you. Wish you great success moving forward, and hopefully we'll be part of that success too.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.